We have officially started day 2 of my ordeal. I'm feeling good today, a little fatigued when I woke up, but slamming that water, you know, trying to fool my body, thinking I'm as full as possible. We're here on the Mount Beatitudes, and we're gonna read some scripture, walk around this beautiful garden up here. That seems to be taking my focus off everything else.
At the site of history's most famous sermon, the group shared scripture before Mike explained why Jesus chose this spot.
Because that's a natural acoustic place. You know, he's the Lord there. He doesn't have a loudspeaker, doesn't have all these things. And he is with his own voice, but he wanted to reach the multitudes.
Sound travels incredibly well here then. I don't know if that has to do with being below sea level or just the shape of the mountain, who knows. I can hear people, sneakers walking by. I can hear every bird chirping. Yeah. Even closer to the Sea of Galilee, we're approaching the spot where Jesus turned the loaf of bread into the fish into a multitude to feed, you know, 4,000, 5,000 people, depending on which script or text you may read. When they built a church here, approximately 480 Anno Domini. What is this rock again up here?
Where the Lord took the loaves and the fishes, went there, blessed them, and multiplied them. Blessed them right on that rock.
Right on this spot now.
Right on this spot.
That's amazing.
At the very place where Jesus fed a multitude, I ironically was starving.
Yeah, we just had a little bit of an ordeal here. We pulled in, it's like a nice fish restaurant. There's, you know, real long banquet-type table, and the only seat left was at the head of the table. So unfortunately, I ended up sitting there, and as soon as I did that, I just kind of realized what was going on. It's like they started bringing in soups and foods, and I just kind of got up and just walked away.
From one set of ruins to another, we were herded as the group entered Bet Shean, an Old Testament stronghold.
Bet Shean is actually the place where the Philistines displayed the bodies of Saul and his son Jonathan. Saul was the first king of Israel. What happened was him and his son were slain on Mount Gilboa. They hung them on the city walls here to display for everybody to see. Got a little tired, a little winded. Had to sit down for a minute. Gotta pace myself, got a long way to go here.
Bet Shean's surviving presence had given hope that the Holy Land might surprise me yet.
Out of sight, out of mind is better as far as eating goes, because now that I sit down with everybody, you know, at breakfast and dinner time, they all see that I either have an empty plate or, you know, something going on. They're like, oh, you're not eating, you're not hungry, and it's kind of hard to keep up appearances.
What are you eating?
I haven't decided yet. We're working.
You know, why are you choosing to not partake in any of the meals?
I'm trying to show what man's capable of doing, so I chose something that, in my mind, is possible to do, man, and that's fasting.
I figured that that's what your intent was, because the duration of your stay.
And right here, I'm definitely not trying to let people know. I mean, the only reason you found out is because you're, you know, my best friend.
Well, I noticed yesterday you were looking a little pale. Let's say you start getting sick. Like, how would that affect you?
If it gets to a point where I'm puking out blood, passing out, incoherent for long periods of time, then I think that's obviously time to call it quits.
Well, I commend you, man. That's a feat.
Imagine if even one day a year, you got everybody in the United States to fast. Imagine just alone the surplus of food.
Have you been praying like throughout your day with it?
I've been praying for strength mostly, man. In the morning I'll wake up and feel great, then all of a sudden I'll take a shower and I'll get like exhausted. There's times like I get hit with such hunger on the bus, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna make it. And next thing I know, I'm marching along, no problem. Temptation it's always gonna be there in one form or another, whether it's appetite or sexual desire or, you know, money, whatever, dude, it's always gonna be there. And I think this is just a good way to practice restraint in the most ultimate form.
A lot of factors that are going against him, but you know, he's got God and strength in him. It should be an experience of a lifetime, so I wish him the best of luck.
I'm gonna have to start pacing myself if I want to go the distance on this thing. If I do it at this rate, man, I'm not gonna make it right now, that's for sure.
The theme park experience continued near the Dead Sea. As the group lined up for rides, Sean and I set ourselves apart. Some things, however, seemed unavoidable, no matter how hard I tried.
You help yourself with me here, whatever you want. I mean it sincerely. Go get yourself a plate and help yourself.
My God, it's relentless, it's everywhere.
I know you don't eat much, but you better...
You're right, I don't eat much.
Okay, you want me to get you a plate?
No, I'm good. It's really obnoxious at this point. I'm ready to just
go into the desert, man, and not deal with it. It does smell good. Nothing like looking at some people throwing bread right in your face and eating hummus and saying how good it is. Everywhere I go.
The tour feasted while I fasted. But my hunger was forgotten once I took in the new view.
This is the holy city in the world. I feel like a new creation, regenerated. I can't wait to really jump in there tomorrow and check it out. It really is breathtaking. You're gonna fast today, huh? Mm-hmm. That thing about water today.
I have not fasted that much in my lifetime, so I figured this would be an excellent opportunity to do that. I'd like to say I've done things here that I've never done before, so I would like to experience, what God has to offer me through, fasting a day.
The tour crossed the border into occupied Bethlehem. The Palestinian checkpoint gave an ominous sense of danger. But it wasn't long before we quickly settled back into our old routine. Now that we'd spent money on statues, t-shirts, and trinkets, it was time to see where the Messiah was born.
Earlier texts depict Christ being born in a cave outside of Bethlehem, then being brought to Bethlehem. This is a church of the Nativity built over the site. Not exactly sure what's in there. I was rumored that there's a church built over a cave. This may very well be it.
That's the place where Jesus was born, and across the way is the manger where he was born.
You could almost say cut the Spirit of God with a knife.
Okay,
We're actually inside a cave, and under the glass is the very spot where Jesus was supposedly born. I always put my hand on the spot. I had the goosebumps, I had the chills.
It's like a mother holding her baby. It's just that comfort in that peace. That God cradles you as you go through your life.
I'm a little bit shaken up, to be honest. Just inside, I can feel my heart kind of quivering a little bit, pitter-patter type of thing.
Here in Bethlehem. Speaking of ham, I'd like to eat a ham sandwich, but I can't because I'm fasting.
What are you looking to receive from God for your fast?
I don't know. Just maybe insight, wisdom, maybe some understanding of something, new revelation, how I can better my relationship with Him.
Oh, it's gonna be an exciting day.
A lot of walking, right?
A lot of walking.
All right. I'm excited. And I hope this milk is cold, because I am going to tear it up. I'm having a craving for some milk. All right, let's go get it on. Well, I'm glad you fasted, man. Me too. My stomach was growling earlier. It actually just became like a burning sensation in my chest, man, like acid reflux or something. But now it's just kind of fatigue and like struggling to kick my feet out from my legs. I feel like crap right now. Kind of hunger pains, really exhausted.
In my dire physical condition, I chose to pray for strength at the last place Jesus prayed before being arrested, the Rock of Gethsemane.
Inside I had what I call a little P&A. It's prayer and answer. I was praying for strength, and on the very rock that Christ prayed for strength. Lo and behold, I got up, walked about 10 steps, and I'm full energy now, man, ready to walk, do whatever. Feel good.